when your car is cluttered, that usually is an indication that your brain is cluttered. When your home is cluttered, that's usually an indication that your mind is cluttered. When your room is cluttered, that's usually an indication that your mind is cluttered. Family. Welcome to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately apply them to your life for success. As always, on each episode, we are going to always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we're going to talk about today on the Bacon Bits Podcast deal with having a balanced life. Fam, I want y'all to be full and whole and everything. And it's always this statement I want y'all to say out loud, please. Say valuable information applied equals success. So, fam, what we're going to be talking about today is having a well-oiled machine. Habits. Guess what? Nothing that we start off doing, fam, we sweet with it at the beginning. I mean, absolutely nothing. We start off with good intentions and we have the motivation and encouragement to start it. But the habit continue to be a fine-tuned, fine-oiled machine. Fam, it takes work. You got to have some habits. You got to have some systems in place for it to run smoothly. Think about it, man. And y'all know me. I'm going to tell the same old. Fam, I want my finances to run beautifully. Even when we have financial issues come up, I want my life finances to run smoothly. Fam, I want my marriage to constantly be flourishing smoothly. I want to be healthy constantly. Fam, I don't like stressing at all about nothing. I want my relationship with God not to be it feels uneasy or feels I don't feel close to him, or I feel that disconnect from him. Man, I want it to go smoothly. Fam, how do I have that well-oiled machine, well fine-tuned running machine? It comes from having habits. It comes from having systems. What does systems mean? And I love when somebody said this, and it's always been drilled in my head. SYSTEM. Systems save SY you yourself SYS time TE energy M money. Systems save yourself time, energy, and money. Because fam, when the systems is in place, man, you don't have to stress, baby. Life can go smoothly for you. That don't mean the hiccups don't come, man. People that you love die. That don't mean they don't come. I mean, go through all my stuff. Been divorced. Hiccup. Had to file for bankruptcy. Hiccup. Got laid off of a job. Hiccup. Was strung out on drugs and alcohol. Hiccup. Fam, life be happening. It do, man. But fam, what has kept my life where it's at right now at 57 running smooth? Systems. Habits that keep me going constantly. So fam, let's throw some key points out there. And I don't want it to be hard. Y'all know me. Either I'm going to make you really happy that life is as simple as I say it is, or I'm going to piss you the hell off because life is as simple as I say it is. I love simplicity, man. I love it. I hate complexity. I do. I don't care what it is. I hate complexity. I love simplicity. Number one, fam, write your goals down. Start with that. Do you know what you really want? Do you? Do you really know what you want? Part of making that machine run good is, fam, I got to know what machine I want. I don't want just a car. Guess what? I want to pick the kind of car I want. I didn't just want any kind of marriage to be in. Guess what? I done failed that marriage before. Now I'm in heaven and that mug is running smooth. Fam, pick what you want in the marriage. Have some goals for the marriage. Have a destination of where you want the marriage to go. Fam, sometimes we just jump in relationships and we go off of our feelings. Fam, feelings can only carry you so long in a relationship. You better recognize them up in here. Feelings can only carry you so long. What's the system? Telling my baby I love her every day. What's the system? Telling her a different reason why I love her every day. What's the system? When she does stuff for me, say thank you. Don't take it for granted, man. When my wife cooks me a beautiful meal, man, I'm grateful, appreciative. When we eat them leftovers, I thank you that she made so much that we got leftovers. Thank you, baby. Thank you for taking that into consideration. Thank you when she's looking out for me and she wants me to look my best and be my best at all times. She sees stuff that I need somebody to point out. You know what, them pants you got on is wrinkly, baby. I don't want you to go out with them wrinkled pants. So, baby, thank you for telling me that so I don't go out here looking crazy. Family, what's the system? Man, to make sure I get at least 6 hours of sleep every night. When my body starts getting tired, don't be up late at night playing on no damn games. I'm talking to me, John Bacon, but y'all can, eavesdrop on my conversation to myself. Don't be up at night playing them damn games. I'm stimulating my mind to stay up. No, when I start getting tired around about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm starting to yawn, and I'm over yawning because I'm overtired. Lay your butt down and go to sleep. You know you tired. I got to stay up and play a couple more games on it. No, you don't. Sit your butt down. Now, I might stay up a little extra to guess what? I want to go to bed with some scripture on my mind because I always tell you, watch what you go to bed thinking. That's important. I got a system for that. Make sure you read some type of scripture before you go to bed. That's big because I want you to be thinking godly thoughts while you sleep. I don't want no foolish, crazy dreams happening. So, fam, when it comes to that system, man, what is it? Do you know what you want to achieve in life? So you got to write down. And I do mean write down. I ain't saying memorize because I want you to write it down until you memorize it. But I wanted to get to the point where you can memorize what your goals and dreams are. If you talk to somebody and they say, you know what, I would love to start a business. Fam, if I had $1 million for you to start your business, what will be the game plan? What would be for you to be able to talk to me and tell me that's going to happen and I want to invest $1 million in you? So what is that? So if you don't have a game plan, you don't have a goal, you don't have a chart of how you want the business to run and what's your estimated growth process of how to make the business better, fam, before you know it, guess what? You done went through life and never started the business because you didn't have no game plan. You just had an idea. Well, I sure would like to do this. I sure would like to do that. Fam, do you have a plan in mind? Do you have a date of when you want to start it? Do you know how much effort it's going to take to do that thing? Have a system in place. Fam, so write it down. These are some of them nuggets that I've learned in life that I'll never forget. Paper remembers, people forget. I'm going to say it again. Paper remembers, people forget. Now, when I say paper, that means also you can text it into your phone and text it and that way you can keep notes to yourself. That's how I come up with all these podcasts. The stuff is always jumping in my head and I write it down so I have something to talk about on the podcast that really excited me to talk about, like I am with this whole thing about systems. So, fam, write down your dreams and goals so you can see them every day. For some of y'all, I want this to almost be your Bible. I want you to read your Bible. You already know that. You know me. I don't never want you to stop reading your Bible. But, fam, I want you to write down what you're trying to achieve all the time. I want you to see it in print. I want you to be hollering and screaming that mug to yourself. Today, I'm accomplishing. So can you imagine this, y'all? This is part of where the systems come into play. Can you imagine taking 1 hour of your 24 hours every day and investing in yourself? 1 hour of your game plan, John Bacon. 1 hour of your TV watching, John Bacon. And you apply that information to your life, fam. I could tell you why life is so sweet for me. And it's getting even better because I'm taking away from some of my playing game time, some of my TV time. And I'm taking that time to invest in me. Invest in what God has in store for me. I got to spend time with him so he can tell me what he want me to do so I can have the kind of life that I say I want. I want peace. You know what brings peace? It's having your goals and your systems wrote down and you carrying out your system. I want to have joy. I have joy when I take the stuff that I wrote down and I actually start doing it. I have love every day to get up and thank God for another day. and knowing that I got a system that's in place that's taking me towards the goal of love. Why is that? Because when you have more money, you can actually go out for more meals with your family together. I'm just using the money one. When you have good money, you can actually buy the organic and buy the the supplements and nutrients that you need so you can have good health. See, notice that when I want love, guess what? Love is tied to every area of my life. It really is. Health, your mind, spirit, all that, money. Yes, it is. So family, have a system in place by writing it down and repeating it to yourself every day. Write it down, specifically what you want. I told y'all, fam, sometimes if you got to put this podcast on pause, hit the pause button and go do what I'm telling you to do. Man, write it down. Be aware of the habit, the time, and location. So, fam, I'm big on environments. I'm big on atmospheres. I'm big on that. I like that. So if you ever was at my house, you've been blessed to come into my house, you're going to know my house is super colorful. Like when I say it's colorful, fam, colorful is like an understatement. This mug be hollering at you. So this house, and you can't walk into my house and be depressed. You just can't, because there's too many colors going on. It's slapping you all up in the face, all these colors. Okay, the bright pinks, the yellows, this house screams color. That's because you set an atmosphere of, guess what? I want happiness up in here. I want positivity up in here. So guess what? The color scheme decides that. So that's the atmosphere. Fam, I see my house as my kingdom. This is my castle. So the atmosphere is when I leave off of work, and I love telling y'all this, I put my key in ignition and I'm about to start my car up to drive home. I say the name of my company of where I work at, and I'll be like, huh? Fam, this place don't exist no more because I'm going home to my castle. That's because it's an atmosphere that's set up for me to be successful. My bedroom, we do not have a TV in the bedroom. Why is that? Because the bed is supposed to signify sleep, not watching TV. Now, have every now and then we watch TV. Yes, we have a projector in our bedroom that we project the TV on the wall. Yeah, we big like that. We got it going on like that. So whether we want a 25-inch TV, we want a 75-inch TV. The projector, you just put it closer or pull it back. We have a bigger TV in our room. But every now and then, guess what? When we ain't feeling good and we need to lay our butts in the bed to rest, but guess what? I believe sometimes for me, it's too much. There's such thing as too much sleep. If I sleep over 8 hours, my head starts hurting. So even though I'm sick, I might have to lay in the bed and guess what? I'll watch a little TV program or whatever. Fam, but my bedroom signifies sleep. I set the atmosphere to go to sleep. I sit on one end of our couch in our front room. That couch, that spot, when I sit in that spot, it means peace. So whether I'm watching TV, it's peace. Whether I'm reading my Bible and I'm praying in that spot, it's peace. So that I set the atmosphere in that place where I got books that I need to read and things that I need to do. That spot on my couch signifies peace. I've set the atmosphere so it makes it for peace when I sit down and I'm resting. Fam, what kind of atmosphere do you have set? I like for my cars to be clean, and I ain't talking about outside, mostly clean, because I want to be clean on the outside too, because I want to look good, because what you drive represents you. Okay, so but I want people when they get in my car, I don't have to move stuff around. I want the atmosphere in my car, because when your car is cluttered, that usually is an indication that your brain is cluttered. When your home is cluttered, that's usually an indication that your mind is cluttered. When your room is cluttered, that's usually an indication that your mind is cluttered. So fam, I want to have the atmosphere where I'm working to be clean, organized, colorful, because that sets the atmosphere for me to have the attitude, the encouragement, the love, the excitement, the positivity that I need to do what it is that I want to do. So fam, you got to have the habit that you want. You need to have the atmosphere. And then how much time you're going to invest on that every day. Remember, I told you I would prefer and pray that you would spend an hour every day investing in you so you can have the kind of life that you want, because you want the machine to be running beautifully. How about we start habit stacking? What's habit stacking? That means you put one positive, habit on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. So let me just use me. So I'm going to get up in the morning. First thing in the morning, I'm going to usually have sitting by my little nightstand table, by my couch that I told you I'd be sitting down at to go get my prayer on, get my Bible reading time on. I'm going to have a bottle of water there because I want to make sure I get an inside cleansing before I get an outside cleansing with my shower. So I try to drink about 16 to 24 ounces of water first thing in the morning before I even drink my coffee. I got to clean that body out, clean it out. And then secondly, habit stacking. I'm gonna have that water right there, and I'm gonna have my Bible sitting there. And then I'm gonna have about 2 or 3 books that I'm trying to read at the same time, because I don't like to read a lot at a time, which means for me, like, I read a paragraph and I want to really understand what's coming out of that paragraph that person wrote. I'm big on that. I want to understand fully what was the fullness of the meat of that paragraph that person wrote. If I'm reading Bible verses, I usually don't read but 7 verses at a time. I really don't. I'm not trying to read chapters, and I'm trying to read a couple of verses and really understand what I'm reading. So habit stacking, guess what? I'm got my water. On top of that, I got my area, got my book sitting there. The books triggered me to read. And then when I'm reading, I always want to read out loud to myself so I can hear it. That's how you internalize it even better. So not just reading it like with your eyes, but also verbally saying it out loud so you can understand it. And then understand what I'm reading. So I'm stacking habit on top of habit. After I'm reading my Bible within the first hour, then I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to stretch. So notice I got the water sitting there. Fill me up. I got the Bibles and the books that's there. I got to fill my mind up. And then I'm going to stretch physically. So notice I'm doing habits after habits. Everything is stacking on top of everything. My wife, God bless her, she usually has fixed my lunch the night before, or if I got a really great idea of what I want my lunch to be for the next day. So either I do that the night before, or I already got it pre-planned, so I'll have the nutrients and supplements and substance that I need. So when I'm at work, guess what? I'm eating healthy, which is going to make me think better, which is going to make me produce better at my job. So if you stack it, habit stacking, you're doing stuff that's on top of each other, on top of each other, on top of each other, because they all lead to each other. Like literally after this podcast is over, after we get through recording these episodes, fam, me and the wife, going to jump on the bike and go for a little bike ride. I'm rewarding myself for doing this work that I'm doing by giving you guys this wonderful information, by going to take care of myself and be out in that sun, riding on the bike, spending some time with my queen, working on my health. Look at all the stuff that's happening all at the same time. Habit stacking. You take one habit on top of another good habit on top of another good habit. Sometimes you need that. Because if you keep that ball rolling, man, it keeps you more positive. It keeps you more encouraged, and it keeps you more uplifted. So just like we talked about it, set that environment, man. When things are, you're trying to set the environment, guess what? You got to set the environment. Cues to make good habits happen. And then you try to make invisible the bad things that usually happen. So typically, I'm going to clown myself right now. So I got this beautiful coffee cake that's sitting in front of me right now while I'm recording this podcast. Typically what we have in our house is I got bananas sitting on the counter. We got some apples sitting on the counter. I got some unsalted roasted cashews that I love. I try to keep, because I want to eat healthier, I keep healthy food in front of me. I try my best not to buy a lot of cakes and cookies and all that stuff. Now, we had, some guests over for recording this podcast because I wanted to have them something to eat. But I don't usually want to have a lot of junk. Why is that? Because, fam, I love to eat. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I go from worshiping God to I swear food is got to be the next one. I love to eat. So I have to really watch out what I eat because, man, I love just eating. I love just eating for the sake of eating, okay? Food is there for me. But what I do is not have a lot of stuff because we don't buy pork. Let me use another one. So we don't buy pork. I know pork is not good for me. So guess what I don't? I don't buy pork. So there's no pork products in the house where I'm going towards pork because I know it's not any good for me. So you put the stuff in front of you that gives you a cue to do the right thing, and then you keep stuff away from you that ain't no good for you. That's the beauty of habits. And you can make that stuff that much more tempting. When I sit down at my little seat that I was telling y'all about, I got 5 books that's sitting there that are screaming for me to read them. I'll set the tone by having the books there, so I ain't got no excuse not to reach over the side of my couch in my box that I got and start reading books. So, fam, you want to set the atmosphere of you have cues for good habits, and then you want to have cues for bad habits by keeping the stuff invisible. Don't put it in front of you. If I don't buy no cake and cookies, guess what? I won't eat it. But if you put it in front of me, fam, I'm going to tear that junk up. So make sure you make those things visible and invisible. And lastly, what I want you to do, fam, make the habit attractive, man. And what do I mean by making it attractive? That you anticipate the excitement of doing that habit. Like, fam, I was just doing it this morning. Fam, I ain't got no problem telling y'all. I will pat myself on the back for some stuff because I'll be so happy I'm doing it. When I got a chance to get into the squatting position like a catcher is in the baseball, and I can stay in that squatting position literally for 5 minutes and then get right back up without me talking about oh, my back, oh, my knees, oh, my hips. That's one of the most beautiful things in the world. That's attractive to me, to be healthy. For me, I ain't trying to be sexy for nobody. I'm talking about being healthy for me is attractive. So I like getting up stretching every morning. That's attractive. Man, me reading my Bible and getting closer to God, man, that makes me happy, man. I like getting up, reading my Bible, and praying. That's not a chore for me. That's a get to for me. Fam, I like getting a chance to come on here and motivate and encourage y'all. It's fun to me that we set aside time and say we're going to record some episodes and I'm going to be talking about these different. Fam, that's a habit that I love doing, man. I want, with everything in my being, to help people be the best version of themselves in everything. And in order for me to do that, fam, I got to have good habits in order to teach y'all about having good habits. So are there times that I get caught up and get distracted and don't even do my own habits? You sure better believe it. It happens, man. Life be lifing. But 95% of the time, the habits that I have in my life, fam, they like clockwork. I don't have to think about it. It's just automatic. And it didn't start like that. It started with me writing it down. It started with me having a time and location. It started with me setting the environment. It started with making that stuff attractive, man. I ain't just telling y'all this. This is how it starts. And so guess what? When I fine tune my workout every month, I got to redo everything all over again. When I'm fine tuning, looking at the finances, when I'm fine tuning, looking at, my time, it's always because of the habits that we've set in place that helps you live your best life. So fam, do me a favor, please. I know you want that machine to run beautifully, well fine-tuned machine. I know you do. And that's the fine-tuned machine of life. When you want to have your best life, you got to have good habits in place. You want to have a great life, you got to have systems in place. Remember again, what the system stands for? Save yourself time, energy, and money. When you got the system in place, fam, you don't go off of your feelings and emotions. That's the cool part. I don't feel like always reading my Bible. I don't. I said I love doing it. Notice what you heard me say. I love doing it. I didn't say I feel like doing it all the time. Fam, I love working out. I don't like always feel like working out. See the difference, y'all? I always want to tell y'all the whole thing. I love doing what I do. Sam, there's days I don't feel like doing it. But because I have a system in place, because the habits are in place, that's what's helped life be as successful as you want it to be, as encouraging and happy as you want to be, because of the habits that you have in place. So fam, do me a favor, please. Get your system in place. Get your habits in place so you can have a well-oiled machine, the machine of life. Family, I love you. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. I love you guys. God bless. All right, what's up, family? It's your boy John Bacon from the Bacon Bits podcast. Thank you so much for your support, likes, and ratings. Please don't just listen, but rate me, follow me, and subscribe. This is an amazing way to offer free support. My beautiful queen and I have some books that we have written for your growth.
So the first book we have is a workbook, actually. It's called Healthy Relationships, and this is a workbook through the lens of faith. Because what makes a relationship healthy or unhealthy? So this workbook is designed, it's a 12-week, it's a biblically grounded course, and every week has a few different principles. So if some of our principles, some of our topics that we're covering are respect, cultivating security. And this is not just between a husband and wife. This is between parents, between siblings, between friends, between your bosses, employers. So it's really important, and everyone deserves a healthy relationship.
And also we have The Balanced Life by John Bacon. It covers how to be prosperous in your finances, relationships, your health, your mind, and your spirit. So you can pick that up on Amazon, also on audiobook. And we also have
The Unraveling, a creative healing journal, pinings, poems, prayers, and ponderings of my precarious life. I've had a testimony of I've had 2 brain tumors and 2 brain surgeries, and I'm super grateful, but I'm still grieving the process of healing. And this is part of the process. In this book, you have devotionals, you have prayers, and you have some ponderings And in between these pages, there's a space for you to also be prompted to paint and to create your own, or maybe you want to write something in these books. This is part of your creative healing journal that we get to walk through together.
And you guys can just head over to Kingdom Servants First. Kingdom Servants, the number 1, st.com. And you can purchase all 3 of these books. Thank you for your support, your love, and your contributions. God bless.